Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 6th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misty, Simsy, and Platey. So let's get to it. All right, as always, we're going to start with Misty because they are the GOAT, the goat of the goat of the goat. And we'll scroll down here. Yes, of course, they had trades. All right. Monday trades. What did they do? Buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. Okay, so new money coming in. Oh, yeah. All right, what else did they do? Let's see. Let's scroll down. Yeah, buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. Buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. So it looks like they added 2 batches of 2,500 shares to the synthetic 390. And then right here, purple alert, what'd they do? They closed a put, buy to close put. That means they're touching the synthetic. All right, so they closed part of the 330 synthetic, not all of it, and they moved that to 390. So let's go check that out on the spreadsheet and see what it all looks like. All right, Misty spreadsheet. So here's the synthetic 330. They closed 14,650 contracts. As many of you know, they were way ahead of the synthetic 330, meaning MSTR price was priced way above 330 at 380. Well, they closed at 386.53. We don't know the price of it when they closed this trade. But if you look, what they did is they sold a call and then they paid to close the put. The put was very cheap to close and the call was very valuable. So what does that mean? That means we just made bank, bro. About $80 million in closing. Again, most of whatever's left of the synthetic. We still have 7,000 contracts, which is just chilling, hanging out. They'll probably close that this week, my guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes. I did a sneak peek at the pre-market. It looks like another red day. So it could be a red week. You never know, man. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, we see how quick things do change, though. But yeah, so they closed 14,650 from the 330, and then they added to the 390. Obviously, on top of the 2,500 contracts twice that they added. So you could see that here. So 390 is becoming the main synthetic position with 82,015 contracts. And it's essentially right now, it's like almost at the money. It expires June 20th, 46 days away. All right. So that's the update on the synthetics for the most part. So how did MSTR do yesterday? Well, again, it was red day. You know, we were due. It's okay. MSTR went down 1.99%. MSTY, it went down a lot with it, right? Went down a lot with it. 1.95%. So let's take a look over here as well. We saw that they did add the 2 positions. Remember, these are new positions. It's actually cold. How the hell is it cold? Put that on high for now. And they added they sold 2 calls for $395. Again, still tight, 2.19% out of the money. So is that going to be okay? I don't know. Let's go look at the holdings to see where all the other positions are kind of at. Remember, they were super tight. Still super tight, but yesterday's down day, gave us some wiggle room, So here we are. Here's where we stand. We got 5 strike prices, kind of scattered to do. We have a 395. That's the lowest. That's 2.19% out of the money. Then we got a 397.50, a 400, a 402.50, and a 405. So 2 to 4% out of the money for the most part. Are these safe? No. Are they ever safe? No. But again, we talked about this the other day. If you look at the number of contracts that they're playing with, it's only 49,000. They have a total of 89,000 on the synthetic. So they're using about half, a little more, selling calls, which means essentially, yeah, we won't be capped on 45% of the contracts on the upside, which is good. But unfortunately, like this week, there is no upside so far. All right. But hey, maybe things will turn around. Let's see. Outstanding shares. This is insanity. Look at this. probably because it's declaration week. They had an increase of 7.8 million. Oh my God. That's a 5.81% increase. That's insane. Again, this fund, I say it every day, but it's true. It's just nuts. Like the growth of this fund it's becoming something gigantic. And again, they're going to have a lot of competition. I'm telling you, one day it's just going to be a lot of people trying to replicate what they're doing. But we'll see. All right, and I'm here to track them. We'll see how it goes. The 30-day IV, 68%. Outstanding shares, 142.1 mil. Total net income, again, we know they're losing money. But it did go down because they did open new positions and they got a credit. You see the 1.3 million for opening both of those, 1.3. So it did move it from like 110 loss to 107 mil loss, if that helps. Okay, good. Moving on to the MSTR funds tab. Again, I don't know where I should put this in the order. It just kind of landed here. So for the change, MSTR did go down 1.99%, right? We said Misty pretty much went down with it. And IMST did not, because remember how tight their calls were? So the fact that MSTR went down at all, that's like, that's benefiting them. So they only went down 0.27%. So bravo to MST. Not your first win, but, it's... oh, wait. God damn it. I thought... Not MST. IMST. Yeah, MST is still not updating. Where the hell? You're going to have to copy this down. Then I guess it'll update when it updates. Hold on. Because Google Sheets, it does its thing whenever it feels like it. Let me just see if any of these update. No. Oh, that's annoying. But let me at least copy it down a little further so I know when it does update. I heard MST is paying weekly, by the way. I don't know if anyone cares. But yeah, MST is going to pay weekly. Again, we don't have anything on them yet because Google Sheets is always late in updating stuff. I don't know what the font, the font color should be updated too. All right, but anyway, IMST finally took one. It says MST, but IMST with a win. MST obviously shows like 0, so that's not going to help. All right, also, another, kind of big news, right? So I'm showing directly from their website that MSTR added some more Bitcoin, all right? 1,895 Bitcoin. So their total Bitcoin is now 555,450, which was a jump from 553,555. So good stuff, man. All right. Reaction. Cha-ching, sucker. Yeah, man. It's very close to Declaration Day. It's a very, I don't know if you guys see this Misty. You go to Reddit, you go to Twitter. Misty's freaking nuts, man. People love it. It's crazy, and rightfully so. It's been a really good performing fund. I mean, thanks to MSTR, of course, and their implied volatility and all that jazz. But yeah, man, they're printing money. Everyone's gonna get excited for tomorrow morning. Happy Declaration Day. Tomorrow I should be off of work going live stream, right? Live stream with YieldMax, and they should do the declaration live on my channel. That'd be fun. One day, man. One day I'll be retired from work doing that. Anyway, Group D declares when tomorrow. We talked about it, May 7th. All right, let's move on. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. Synthetic income. How much? Well, a lot. 768 mil. The weeklies, we got to deduct it. We did lose money on them. 107 mil loss. So that's a total net income of 660 mil. Oh yeah. Now that comes to 465 per share. Wow. I mean, hey, Good stuff, right? Good stuff? I think so. And what was it? It was, I don't know, it was a little less. And, we have our guesstimate in line, $2 range, Well, I could say it now. Who gives a crap? I think my guesstimate was 225. If you guys don't want to watch the video, so be it. Yeah. Am I changing my guesstimate? That's probably a question I'm going to get. And to be honest, I'm not. I'm not changing it because, again, you'll see that if you saw the video, based on history where the price is at, I'm kind of sticking with my guns. In fact, like, it could go lower, it could go higher. That's when you kind of got the right guesstimate. When you're not like on one fence or the other. I'm not sure if I went too low or too high, right? So anyway, let's move on. So what's the low estimate? Well, the IV is 68%. So the low estimate is $1.29. But I don't think we have to worry about getting paid that. So yeah, we'll see, man. Last payment again was $1.33. So should be an increase from that at least. All right, let's go to the MSTR holdings and see what they're doing. Well, they got 7,000 contracts remaining on the 330. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we got the 390. Yeah, we know that. All right, we pretty much covered all the holdings. So let's just scroll right to the bottom. What is the value of the fund? Well, it's 3.5 bill. Again, new money did come in, but MSTR price did go down. So again, if MSTR price went up the same time they added all that new money, would it have changed much? The total number, yes, the NAV, obviously, it doesn't matter if new people come in because it's cash, the new cash divided by the new outstanding shares, which, should be a wash for the most part, plus or minus. But anyway, the value is 3.5 bill. The NAV is 24.64, trade price 24.65. Synthetic, don't worry about that right now because it's not really worth much. But combining the two, and we talked about this before. Again, total contracts on the synthetic that they have open 89,015. Total contracts they're selling calls on 49,000. So again, they have 40,000 contracts. They can still sell calls on this week. Will they? That's the question. I do not know. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, the pre-market did look a little red. So maybe if they would have opened, I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm not going to predict anything. All right. So anyway, IMST, a little update on them. Yeah, man. Well, the little update is really there's no update, unfortunately. So they're still not making a move. But again, their 350 is in a little better spot. That this expires May 16th, not this Friday, but next Friday. So will they be saved? Again, MSTR could go under that. You never know. They could be saved, and we'll see. They got the 390. That's still out of the money, but barely. And I believe that one expires this Friday. Oh, I'm yawning already, and I got to drive to the office. I am screwed. All right, so that's it. That's for the update on Misty. And for those of you that missed it, my Saturday morning video with the people on the thumbnail, I went through, I did have a phone call with the Misty fund manager. He gave me a lot of great information. So go check that out if you guys want. I'll pin it to the top of the comments. How about that? Make it easy for you guys. All right, so we covered Misty. Now let's get to the other funds. All right, so TSLY. TSLY, some information here, some good news. Woohoo! Buy to close put. What does that mean? That means they're cashing out, baby. They're cashing out. They're 225 synthetic. What do they make? 137 million on what? On the call. Hello. The put only cost 1.9 to close. So yeah, show me the freaking money. Of course, they had to pay to open or add to or whatever. There's a 270 synthetic that added. Again, I don't know if that was pre-existing. I can't remember. It doesn't look like it because look at the date. It has a July 18 expiration. So wow, they went out another month. Wow, I keep yawning. Oh my God, I'm screwed. All right, so that cost about 30 mil to open that position. So all right, let's get to the file. It's the TSLY files. Hello, Tesla. How'd you do yesterday? Tesla went down 2.48%. TSLY went down 1.78%. So TSLY said, yeah, buddy. All right, so what do we got here? Synthetic-wise, we got a 280. How's the 280 doing? at the money. How's the 270 doing? Good. Good. It's already ahead, so that's good. But again, that expires July 18th. We know with Tesla, a lot can happen by then. All right, so what we care about the weeklies. What's going on with the weeklies, right? We can't control the synthetic. Maybe we can control the weeklies. What's going on? Let's see. Let me get the proper zoomage. Here we go. All right. Scattered-doo. All right, so what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 calls, sold calls. 6, 7, 7, 8, and 10% out of the money. That's pretty good. Lowest strike, 297.50. Highest strike, 310. So, they're set up pretty decent now. Again, nice little red day on the Monday, pretty good. But again, it looks like a red Tuesday. Who knows? The value of the TSLY is 991 mil. Oh my God, I apologize for keep yawning. Screwed. The NAV is 839. The trade price is 841. Synthetic bailout, ain't worth enough to talk about. 30-day IV, 61%. IV estimate based on that, 40 cents. Oh my God. Oh, let's go to group value tab. We made money. It got updated. How much did we make so far during this 4-week cycle? $151 million. This is with the synthetic trades. This is with the weekly trades. This is with everything. All right, divide that with our outstanding shares, and that comes to about $1.28 per share. Not bad, right? Not bad at all. So if we go back to, that's on the same spreadsheet. Duh. If we go back to this tab, that's why it shows $1.28 per share income estimate. That's pretty good. By the way, they declare next week, so get ready for that guesstimate. That could be a good one. Could be higher than the last one for sure. I did go through the rest of the year. Let's see. Does TSLY pay twice this year? I show October. Again, I don't have holidays in here or whatnot, but I think October they do pay twice. No, they don't pay. This isn't pay date. This is declaration date. Crap. You guys care about pay date, don't you? All right, maybe I'll add pay date because I know people were asking about that the other day. My bad. So that's useless now. All right, so let's talk about Nvidia. Did they have a trade? I don't know. No, they didn't. CONY's the next one. So let's go through Nvidia, and then we'll go from there. I got a sip of water. You hear the water bottle? It's back, baby. I filled it. Okay, good. All right, so how did Nvidia do yesterday? They went down 0.6%, and Nvidia went down 0.34%. So really just a boring flat day. All right, how about their synthetics? They have the 95 and a 110, both in a great spot. Both expire next week on May 16th. Now, as far as their covered calls, what's going on? Well, they got 3. They got a 118, a 119, and a 120. 3, 4, 5% out of the money. Is this safe? We know the answer. It's never safe. Never safe. Anything can happen. All right. The value of the Nvidia fund, 1.3 bill. The NAV is 14.92. Trade price, 14.91. Synthetic is worth $1.47 per share. So that's very nice. 30-day IV, 54%. IV estimate based on that, 62 cents. Income estimate is negative. So we'll skip that. Group B declares in 15 days on May 21st. And again, I'm not going to go down to the deck days because you guys, again, you care about, because some of you may live off this, some of you have your bills paid off of this, or some of you are just curious. So I will add the pay date. I'll do that plus 2 to the other side. All right, now it's getting hot in here. So hot in here. All right, let's go to, here we go. All right, so we got CONY. What did they do? They did a buy call. They did a sell put, a sell call, buy call. All right, so nothing fancy here. New money coming in. They added to their 200 synthetic. They sold a call for 215, 7% out of the money. Expires Friday. Done. All right, so let's go to the spreadsheet and look at CONY. How you doing, Coin? How'd you do yesterday?
Not that good. I went down 2.7.
Can't even talk. Can't do the high-pitched voice today, sorry. It went down 2.77%. CONY went down 2.02%. So, okay. That's all right. It's good. It's good, right? All right. Remember, CONY has 3 synthetics. 2 of them expire next week. The 195, check, good spot. 220, no. Ew. Probably gonna get burnt. Is it a gold digger? No. They don't have enough contracts to make it. But should I sing? One verse. You take my money. That's all you get. All right, so the other synthetic is a 200 that expires on June 20th. All right, so let's go here and let's see what we got for the calls. So again, they all expire this Friday. Typically, maximum gain. Possibly we want coin to close just below the lowest strike, right? That's the goal. So where are we at? The lowest strike is 215. It's 7.82% out of the money, so pretty good spot. The highest strike is 225. That's 12.84% out of the money. Then we got 2 in the middle, 10 and 11% out of the money. So I think CONY is set up pretty nice. All right, so let's look at the value of the CONY fund. It's 987 mil. The NAV is 742. The trade price is 743. The synthetic is essentially flat. 30-day IV is 64%. IV estimate based on that, 37 cents. Income estimate, 46 cents. Hey, better than nothing, better than negative. Group C declares in 22 days on May 28th. All right, so that's it for CONY. Moving on to Simsy. For those of you who keep asking the question, can you put timestamps on? I'll give you the answer. The answer is nope. Sorry, I cannot. Not because I'm being, a dick or anything, but I just don't have the time. And I know some of you, it takes 2 seconds, and no. So everything takes 2 seconds, right? Anyway, let's go. SMCY had a trade buy, call, sell, put, sell, call. Yeah, I know. Same old story. So what does that mean? We know what that means. They added contracts to the synthetic position because, again, new money come in. They can use it. Right? So they added 1,900 contracts to the 30 synthetic, and they sold a call for this week. Next week, expiration 35 strike, 8.8% out of the money. So is that safe? Again, who the hell knows? Let's go look at the other trades. Birdies are out. They're getting a little louder. You'll hear them more soon. So don't worry, they'll be part of the background. Pretty soon, Roddy the Cricket will be back, and we will welcome him to the garage. He's welcome. We won't attack him. We'll just let him be. Let it be. All right, SMCY went down. Oh my God. So did everything. Went down 4.79%. SMCY did not go down nearly as much. It went down 3.35%. So pretty good stuff. All right, so synthetic-wise, they only have one. They have a 30 and it expires next Friday, and they're doing good. Not that good, but SMCI is at 32. The synthetic's at 30. So, okay. We're hanging in there. Doing good. All right. But this is what we care about. We're going to win the weeklies. Are we going to win the weeklies? Well, we are scattered-y-doo, so that's good. The lowest strike is 33.50, and the lowest strike is 4% out of the money, 4.13 to be exact. So that's not bad. That's not terrible. And the highest strike is 37. That's 15% out of the money. So, yeah, a lot of wiggle room. So we got what? We got 4% of the money. We got 7% out of the money. We got 8.8% of the money, 13% out of the money, and a 15% out of the money. So that is the definition of scattered-y-doo. We like it. Good spot for SMCY. So what is the value of the SMCY fund? 145 mil. The NAV is 17.89. The trade price 17.91. Synthetic, it is worth 95 cents per share, so that's pretty good. 30-day IV, still awesome. Still freaking awesome. I love it. 87%. Super volatile stock. IV estimate based on that. By the way, IV equals implied volatility. I know sometimes people don't get, the acronym, so I need to spit it out. And if you want to look at the formula for that, you got to Google that because that crap is complicated. But anyway, the IV estimate is $1.21. What? $1.21? That's wait. No, yeah, the IV estimate, duh. The income estimate's negative. Yeah, that's why I'm in shock for a second there. But yeah, that IV estimate's not bad. All right, Group D declares when? Tomorrow. Duh, tomorrow morning with Misty. So stay tuned for that. All right, up next is your boy Platey. Platey again, almost second goat. I don't know. Is Platey better than Nvidia now? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, so Platey did not have a trade, right? If we keep scrolling, that's it. We see Chippity Doodah, we see Biggie, Ulti, we see the gang of degenerates hanging out, but we don't see Platey. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just go right to Platey, and we'll show Platey some love. Palantir, how they do? They went down 0.41%, and guess what Platey did? Platey said, you know what? I'm going up. I'm going up 0.76%. You know what that typically means when you see something like that? It means their calls were probably tight, right? So it means they were probably tight. So obviously, if Palantir went down, their calls cost, much less to close out, which helped the overall asset under management, total net asset value of the fund, help it to increase it. So let's take a look. Platey, their synthetic is 100. That synthetic expires next Friday on May 16th. Palantir is at 123. So you can imagine how much we making. Bank, bro. Bank. This is going to be... I can't remember what movie that's from, but that's a thing. Yes, it's from a movie, of course. I like to quote stupid movies because I love to watch stupid movies, so I apologize. Hopefully some of you get the references. Anyway, this synthetic is going to make bank. For real. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. All right, anyway, let's go to the calls. How the calls doing? That's why we're here, right? We don't just care about the synthetic on Platey. All right, so what do we got? We got a 125, a 138, and a 142. Remember I said the calls were tight? Yeah, man. So after the drop yesterday, they're 0.99% out of the money, barely out of the money. But the other two, man, they got some room now. They got a 138 and a 142, 11.5 and 14% out of the money. So, yeah, buddy. Woohoo. All right, the value of the Platey fund, 307 mil. The NAV is 67.22. The trade price, 67.42. All right, do we even have to do this? I mean, this is becoming a little out of hand. But the synthetic bailout money, right? Bailout money? I don't know. The synthetic is worth $59.8 million. $59.8 million, 1308 per share. Wow. I mean, that's on paper, though. So who cares about the paper money? How much did we actually make? How much realized income per share did we make during this 4-week cycle? Well, if you go here, income estimate 962. Is that enough for you, greedy bastards? 962. Is that how much you're getting paid? No. So stop it right now. But you're going to get something. You're going to get something nice. All right, the 30-day IV is 87%. IV estimate based on that, 454. So imagine that's the low. That's pretty damn good. What's the high? Again, 5, 6, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Group B declares in 15 days, so we got time to think about it. That's on May 21st. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably, again, on the guesstimate videos, I'm thinking about just doing that live every Sunday. Kind of screws up my gym schedule. I'll try to make sure, maybe I'll make Saturday a gym day. I don't know, because I can't get to the gym too often anymore. Today is an office day. Luckily, they have a gym, so I will go to the gym today at lunch. All right, anyway, that's it. That's the coverage on the fund. So now what we'll do, we'll go to the pre-market, see how red it truly is, and then we'll cover my options plays and see if I made any good moves or see if I made some stupid moves. You guys be the judge. That's the beauty of it. All right, so let's go to the pre-market. Here we go. Safari, how are you? Okay, we are here. Breaking. Let's see. This chart shows why China isn't rushing to make a U.S. trade deal. All right, so whatever. Do we need China? I don't know. All right, so Tesla. How you doing? You're still going down. You're going down 1.67%. You're at 275.59. TSLY, how you doing? You're going down as well, 1.31%, 830. Nvidia is going down 1.17%, 112.49. Nvidia's down 0.74%, 1480. Coin is down 0.84%, 197.73. CONY's down 0.81%, 737. M to the S to the T to the R is down 1.36%, 381.29. M to the S to the T to the Y, they are down 0.69%, 24.48. T to the S to the L to the L, they are down 3.28%, 973. So remember, we'll keep that number in mind, right? Because I do have calls I had to roll last week. Same thing with TNA. They're down. Wow, they're down another 3.14% at 26.21. Interesting. Bitcoin is down 0.14%, 94,174. BitX is down 0.61%, 43.84. Soxo is down 3.83%. It's at 12.55. Sorry, I got a little over carried away there. SMCY is down 1.27%, 31.76. I did remove AMZ in case you didn't notice, but got some surprise guests at the end. SMCY is down 0.5%, 17.82. Palantir is down. Oh my goodness. Actually, I think they had earnings yesterday, so I'm guessing it was not pretty. So wowza, man. Wowza. They're down 8.23%, 113.55. What does Platey say about that? Well, Platey says, I'm only going down 5.04%, 63.92. Yeah, I'm a bum, but bear in mind, I'm a Harvard bum. All right, so UPRO. I added UPRO, that's right, because I want to freaking trade UPRO. Is that okay? Anyway, they went down, or they're going down, or they are down 2.33%, 69.08. And yet, that's right, of course. Following that, the degenerate TQQQ down 3.18%, 56.54. Again, these represent, the triple leveraged index plays, but they're pretty awesome. I don't know if you guys are aware of these, but anyway, let's move on to the to my great options plays, right? Some people love them. Some people are like, who gives a damn about your options plays? And here are the beautiful indexes. So we have TNA, Russell, 3X Russell. UPRO, 3X S&P. TQQQ, 3X NASDAQ. Awesome stuff, right? All right, so let's get to it. Misty, I was going to sell a put yesterday. I did not. You can see I started to pre-fill the information. I'm going to do a 5:30 expiration, and I didn't do it. I don't know. I didn't see it seemed too high for me, the price. So it looks like Misty may be red today, so I have the option to do it today. We'll see. And I got nothing else open on Misty. I should have probably sold a freaking call. I didn't even think about that. Damn it. All right, so anyway, TSLL, what do we got? Well, yesterday I went a little greedy, stupid, to be honest. And it happens, I'm not going to lie. I am still like a dumbass degenerate deep down. I sold 2 puts. I shouldn't sell 2 puts in one day, just based on history. It never does me any good. But anyway, TSLL was at 950. What did I do? I sold a put at 850. 12.37% out of the money. Again, under 20 delta, so that's good. It's at 0.17. So premium per share, 15 cents. So that paid me $15, which is 111% yield. You can't go wrong with that. But again, I was like, you know what? TSLL is at 1014. I'm like, I'm going to sell a put close to the money, essentially at the money. I sold a $10 freaking put. Why? Well, I thought, okay, well, I have all these shares. Look, $10 is the lowest of the strikes that I got assigned. So if anything, this would lower my cost basis. And at the same time, if TSLL continued to go up, then fine. At least I made money, more money than usual. However, TSLL, as you saw, is still going down, right? So we'll see how this plays out. But anyway, what did I collect? You see the delta, 42.42. That's high risk, right? High risk, something I should not be doing. I just could not help myself. So what I do, I collected $48. Hell yeah, 302% yield. You take high risk, you get high reward, right? But they say, play stupid games, get stupid prizes. All right, so how's my other call? Again, I got a 9. Remember, I had to roll the 9, the 950, and the 10. And we saw TSLL is at 9 something. So I'm like, okay, maybe these will end up being safe. I won't have to roll them anymore. Or maybe, guess what? Like if TSLL goes to say 920, I won't have to roll 2 of them, and I'll just roll the 9. That'll be awesome. But again, who knows, man? Then the problem is I'll have this $10 put. So I got I got various plays going on, right? Damned if it happens, damned if it doesn't, right? But I just want to make money both ways. And that's kind of how I'm setting this up, right? Again, what is the options term for whatever the hell I'm doing? I don't know. Strangle, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. I just call it spot, selling puts, selling calls. That's the extent of my terminology. That's where it ends. All right, NVDX, what do they got going on? Again, nothing. I just got a call. It's a $7 strike. I think NVDX is going down. So this may actually be safe. So we'll see. I guess I'm hanging on. It's hanging on by a thread. Just a loner, 100 shares. All right, what about TNA? Of course, I made a TNA trade. We love TNA here. All right, TNA was at, 27.62. Yeah, you got that right. Another degenerate play. I had to do it. I did one on each, man, because I'm, like I said, deep down. But at the same time, you got to think about it, right? So I have calls, a 24 and a 25, right? If it goes below, I just sold a put for 27. If it goes below that, then at least that's getting closer to these calls that were in danger. So there's the plus. The minus is I'll get assigned to 27. But the plus of getting assigned to 27 is it lowers the average cost basis by a lot. I'm talking a lot, right? Look at that top one, $42. Are you kidding me? What a disaster. So that's why I did the 2 degenerate plays. It's not often I'm going to throw in a degenerate play. But yesterday I said, you know what? Who gives a crap? All right. I built in a decent cash position now. I got wiggle room. Let's do it. So we boosted up the income a little right away this week. What did I get anyway? I sold at 27. It's 2% out of the money. The delta is 0.37. Yeah, we know it's over 20, whatever. Premium per share, 60 cents per share, 100 shares, total $60. $60 in income for that transaction. That's a 140% annualized yield. So pretty good. Obviously, yes, I have 3 calls. I have a 30, a 24, a 25. The 24 and the 25, they're still in trouble. They're in the money. But TNA, if it continues to go down, you never know, man. TNA could go under 24, and then both of these will expire worthless. But it depends. We'll see how TNA goes. I may have to roll them by Thursday or Friday. The 30 looks to be pretty good. It's 10% out of the money at the moment. So we'll see how all that goes. So, yeah, that's pretty much it on my options plays. Again, not much going on. It was kind of a tough thing to think about yesterday. Because, what play am I going to do, right? Am I going to sell calls on a red day? I didn't. Should I have? Maybe, because we see today's a red day. So, again, it's tough. It's tough. You just got to make the right call. Hopefully it doesn't screw up your account. And, for me, I just want to generate income, all right? I don't really care as much about capital appreciation on this. As long as I'm just generating constant premium income, I just don't want to lose capital. Capital appreciation would just be an extra cherry on top if it happens. Obviously, it doesn't look like it's happening on these, so it's going to take quite a while to get out of these wheels because I can't really play them aggressively, right? You see, I just threw in, 1 or 2 aggressive plays, which is not even that aggressive for my old school ways, but, you'll see how it is. All right, so that's the update on my wheel. That's the update on YieldMax. That's the update on this, that, and the other thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, let's go back to pre-market and see what Tesla's doing. Yeah, this heater. Whoo-wee. Tesla is still down. This shows what, 539? Yeah, it's about right. All right, so guys, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we'll try again tomorrow. We'll do our best. That's all we could do. We could do our best. That's what they say. All right. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. If you want to help the video, you can hit the like button, of course. Only if you like it. If you don't like it, don't hit it. I don't care. Whatever. Fine. See it. I see how it is. If you want to help it further, share the channel. Share it with your friends and your family. Tell them there's a random dude, some schmuck in a garage. He records on his phone, But you should listen to him. He must know what he's talking about, right? He records on a phone in the garage. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about, right? Maybe? No? I don't know. Anyway, but that's how you can help the channel. Outside of that, I got nothing. I gotta end this because I gotta get my ass to work, right? Because, you know, like normal people, yeah, I have a job. YouTube doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately. I wish they did, you know. Will they ever? Probably not. But I guess, you know, this is gonna be the gig. The part-time gig forever and ever until I can retire on dividends or retire on options. But we shall see. We'll see how that goes. Unless I can make a fancy podcast and someone will pay me big money like Joe Rogan. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so what else? I think that's it. That's all we got. That's all she wrote. So let's move on. Let's get to the keyword. So for anyone new to the channel, we do a keyword at the end of the video. So what that means is if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. And since Misty is declaring tomorrow, let's have a little fun. All right, guys? Let's have a little fun. So, you know what my estimate is now. I said it. It's 225. I want you guys to give me an over or an under. If you agree with me, then, you know, say agree. Say at the money. Say whatever the hell you want. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you over or under? All right? Or are you taking the line? But let me know in the comments down below. If you don't want to do that, that's all good. You know, then just type in GOAT. All right. If you're not a guesstimate type of person, just type in GOAT, and that's it. That way we know. That way we know you made it to the end of the video. And I don't know how you did it. Who the hell would make it to the end of this video, right? Crazy people, but we're all nuts. We're all nuts deep down. Anyway, I'm out of here. Did I say not financial advice? Yeah, I did. But obviously, yes, not financial advice. You guys know that, right? Do your own research. These funds are risky. Obviously, they're risky, right? You guys know that. They're covered call ETFs on high implied volatility funds. So investing in the underlying stock as it is could be risky, right? So, of course, investing in a covered call fund for those individual stocks, of course, yes, could be risky. But risk is in the eye of the beholder, right? Risk for me is not the same as risk for you. So the problem is when people say, oh, these are too risky for you, who the hell are they? They don't know what's risky for me. They don't know my tolerance. They don't know your tolerance. So how about you don't make that assumption, all right? You know, stay in your own lane, buddy, because I, at least me, I got a decent risk tolerance. So that's why I only trade options on leveraged funds, because I'm a true degenerate. Is it stupid? Maybe. I don't care, though. That's just how I would like to play it, right? Because I'm not like I don't have $1 million. I don't have $2 million. If I did, what would I be buying? Probably something a little more stable, right? Maybe something that pays, well, no, I'd still be a degenerate. But but if people don't grow up, if people grow up rich, obviously they're used to stableness. But for the people who, you know, worked for everything, you're going for the gold, man. You're going for the gold, double leverage, triple leverage, show me. So that's kind of how why I play it, because I'm trying to get to the gold and stay with the gold. And probably, like I said, I'll probably trade these forever, honestly. Even when I'm, you know, when I could save up $1 million or even $2 million, if I'm lucky enough to do that, yes, I'm still going to trade these. You know, I am. I can't help it. It is what it is. Am I going to buy Misty then too? Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. Because then my payment will be even bigger. Why would I not? I mean, are you crazy? Anyway, I'm done yapping. I don't know why I keep going on these rants, but office day, I'm probably not, I don't think I'm doing a commute video. Maybe tomorrow, if you guys want to see that. But I'm done yapping. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great day. I will see you guys tomorrow.